So now that Silvio is taken care of,
sorry.
I have some business to go into the town. So I need to get my regular clothes back. I don't want this kitchen disguise when I'm walking in town just because I'd rather keep it for something in case I need it later. Just about the suit. And we have some business at the local church. This is one of those things that is your reward for exploring the mission. Or exploring the town. Because there are a lot of useful things you can get from exploring the town. Including a fast track to killing the Foxdie virus. So, there is the church, and more importantly, next to the church is the local morgue, which we have business in.
Sends me down here to examine a body on ice. That's like a 2-hour drive.
Yes, I don't.
We'll just sneak right behind this guy
Today,
using our precious lockpick.
it's going to be quite busy.
Surprised it didn't
Yes,
see me,
I'm
honestly.
sorry.
So we're going to take the lab tech disguise. And we're going to have a nice little nap on the medical table. Or on the corpse table. What's going to happen is that eventually our patience will pay off. With a very quick way to destroy the virus. And here come the people we are expecting. Unfortunately, I react a bit too late to that and get caught.
Step aside.
I'm under orders not to let anybody in until Aether's people have signed off on the corpse spam. Could be contagious.
Nonsense. I am Aether's people. The corpse, as you so delicately put it, was my friend. Now I am going to say my goodbyes.
All right, fine, lady. If something happens.
And this researcher is a very important person. Even if she is just another NPC.
Room secure.
And it would have been all fine. Until that damnable priest showed up and ruined my entire plan.
Stressed out. So, now I have you to...
I couldn't wait for him.
I'm not sure I know who you
So
are.
I had to reload my save and wait again. Everything would have been fine until that priest showed up. But that's one of those things where we've tried the first time, we screwed it up, and now we know better, so that when we try again, we no longer have this problem. Or at least we will have that problem, but we will have a counter to it. We will have a solution. So this time, when the intended target comes over, we will immediately hide back in the morgue where we are supposed to actually be hiding. And this is a timed event, so you can miss this if you're not here fast enough. So once we find our targets, we got to get a move on. Well, they're not our targets in the sense we're not going to kill them, but we need something that they have. It's one of those things where in each mission there are a ton of very little stories of revolving around our targets and our objectives. And each one can prove useful if you know how to exploit it. The story here is that...
Room secure.
Leave me, Bernard. I want to be alone.
Ma'am?
Look at you. You're dead. And you still look stressed out. So, now I have you to feel
This
guilty
woman feels really bad about the fact that her actions resulted in the death of her friend by the virus they're working on together.
A keycard and a uniform. Luckily, it seems both are within reach.
So she created a special program that could be used on any computer in the laboratory, or on a spare computer in the laboratory, to destroy the virus remotely without anyone having to actually go into the area and destroy it. And we have acquired the only copy of that virus, a disguise sneak into the lab, and the key card to the laboratory. These are all items, which will mean we are prepared to enter the laboratory and complete our objective. Fortunately, that woman won't have been knocked out in vain. We will now use her program to destroy the virus, and she won't have to take the fall. So now, I'm just kind of poking and prodding and seeing what's over here. Notice that Sanguine's reference to the Paris hit, so I was like, oh, that's a nice, cool little callback to the previous episode of this game. It's weird to think about how this works, because even though this is all one game, this is an episodic game, so you get a little hit of it every month or so. Which means by the time the next episode comes out, you will have just enough time to have fully explored the previous episode and decided that you want more Hitman. As of right now,
Ether's field lab.
I have
The virus prototype
explored. As of this point of this recording, episode 4 has already come out, and I've already fully explored it on the PC. So at this point, I am eagerly waiting the new episode, and I've had enough time to play with the episode. I'm cool with it, and I might have enough time before the new episode comes out to do a contract or two, or maybe if there's an elusive target that comes out in the meantime, I'll be doing that. But there is enough time between episodes where I miss Hitman and look forward to the next one coming out. Which is a weird feeling, since this is essentially like all one game with a grand campaign.
Virus destroyed. One target remaining.
The episodic nature seems to really work for Hitman in a way. Because of the way these levels work, and because each one is distinct from one another, you're not angry at them for doing this. It makes total sense. Each level is fulfilling enough to stand on its own, and that siren is really loud. Anyway, each episode stands on its own, so there's no sense of I feel gypped in this episode, because everyone is big enough that it feels complete. As an example, when I first played the Paris mission for the first time, and Sapienza to an extent as well, I spent 2 hours on my very first run, just playing the way I played Blood Money, by exploring around and testing the guards. And I've spent roughly the same amount of time on my first run of each episode. So strictly on a per time basis, I'm getting as much mileage out of this game as Blood Money. But even if I wasn't on the first runs, I'm playing these missions over and over again, and I'm getting more stuff out of each mission So, overall, there is much more longevity here than there was in Blood Money. Once you beat a mission in Blood Money, you're done. You might as well just move on to the next one. But there are always reasons to come back to this game after a while. So, even if each individual mission doesn't take as long as Blood Money, and it does. It takes much longer than a Blood Money mission. There's staying power in each mission. So it feels like a month between them is just long enough. Especially if you're playing other games in the middle of it, like I do. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish here. I think what I was trying to do is separate the guards from Francesca. Which, honestly, I didn't really need to do. There were a ton of ways you can get rid of her. In fact, there is even a way where once you destroy the virus and she comes down to inspect it, you can turn off the ventilation and smother her, which is what I did in a future run, not one that is being recorded here. So, if I had just stayed down there, like a good boy, this would have been a ton faster. This would have been a lot faster than it was. Right now I'm just finding a place to drop my weapon so that I can get by the frisk. And now we know where the garage is in relation to everywhere else in the manor.
I gotta get back in inner circle. I have to make a good impression. Well, it's not funny. I used to work inside. You know, like work clean. But after I accidentally moved out.
And going back to our talk about episodic, the episodic nature of this new Hitman, it feels, especially with the size of these levels, and how big these levels are, how much there is to do in them, you're never left wanting. Let me rephrase that. You are always anticipating the next episode, but you never feel like you're not getting your time or money's worth out of any individual episode. Each episode feels complete and whole. Alright. So now that we know our target's down there, we have to get to her.
What's up, Doc?
So I think I do the smothering route here. Or maybe I guess chicken out and wait for it to come up. It's hard to tell. I don't really remember until after we do it.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Right. Well, this is the control panel for the air purification system.
Sir, this is not a dump. Don't throw your litter on the ground.
And that was more to break their routine up than anything else. I needed to get them out so I could actually do what I want to do. Unfortunately, by the time I did that, Francesca da Silva left. She was no longer in the room.
Everything in order? Yes, everything's in order. Good. Why shouldn't it? Can't be too sure.
So I remembered from playing this mission on the PS4 that she does come back up this way, which makes this a great time to take her out. I hadn't played very long on the PC, so I kept forgetting what holster your weapon is, and it's caps lock. I love that Francesca will notice anyone that's not her employee.
Let go right now! Are you completely mad? You gotta help!
Yeah, that was a bit loud. That was a bit loud. If I was smart, I would have realized that there was a save right there for when I had just destroyed the virus. And I would just use that to my advantage. It's one of those things where only in hindsight, after playing this mission and learning more about it, that you realize there were many more efficient routes to go than the ones that I showed here in this footage. Even doing it this same way, there are many more effective and more efficient ways to do it.
Okay, so walking through this.
Right. Well, this is...
What?
And if I had been paying attention... Oh, no. No, I did do it the smothering way.
Scientists coming through.
I just did it in a much more efficient way this time. Now walk away, scientist. Yeah, there we go. That was a close one. And with no air in there, Francesca will smother.
All objectives complete. Now head towards an exit.
And now it's just a matter of getting out of the mission. Surprised I did the smothering route my first time on the PC.
Science is the poetry of reality.
And because I'm a scientist, I can just walk past these guys.
It's pretty incredible.
Now I just gotta get our stuff back, or at least I just got my silver ball back because I won it. Considering my suit is all the way back in the morgue, I actually don't remember if I brought it, if I went and got it, or if I just left in the scientist outfit. I took the coin out because there was a challenge in the very first level to get to put a coin in the fountain, and I wanted to see if there was a challenge like that in this level as well, and there wasn't. So it's always that fishing for challenges to get more experience and learn more about the level. Get new benefits.
Ether Security's in the dark about the incident. A few at the company knew about the virus. Not even the board. Must have been someone at the lab. I understand. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Boss is unhappy. I followed you from Italy. I guess when you're invisible, you stop looking over your shoulder.
You did this.
Iago exposed you. ICA did the heavy lifting. I just pulled some strings.
Yeah, you're mine. How do you expect...
I play dirty. That's how you defeat a stronger opponent. You strike from behind. Now give me the key.
You have a family? Trust me, if there's a weakness, Providence will find it.
I'll take my chances. The key.
Fine. Won't do you much good.
funny. Cobb said the same thing. Thank you, messenger.
Don't. I just killed you.
Then we're even.
And that is Hitman Episode 2, Sapienza. As you can see, just like last time, we gained a ton of experience during our very first run, and we got several leveled ups. So we earned a ton of new opportunities to start out in, and tons of places to smuggle items into. And although we were a bit sloppy, that is a viable sound assassin route if you're a bit more attentive than I am. You just gotta be willing to put in the work. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Take care, and I will see you when we take on Marrakesh, Morocco.